Maternal fetal transit, system built-in. But the system is a cracked version. 100,000 points will never be spent. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Thunder FruitCongratulations to the host for obtaining the Tongtian BookCongratulations to the host for obtaining Chi for cultivation. News of gas pipe explosions often comes from Dongmu City in the north. Occasionally in the south, there are vampires and humans shuttling around. The city of Chiyoda is filled with evil spirits and spells. It is said that in the distant sea, divine power emerged, and the power of disobedient gods oppressed a group of extraordinary beings. The cursed king stayed in Noah on both sides, waiting for resurrection. The king of evil ghosts can only tremble in front of many strong men without suffering in such a complex world where incantations, evil spirits, gods, martial artists, magicians, deities, and demons exist. Lin Sheng cannot keep a low profile. So he decided to destroy everything. The harem of this book Falun novel network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. As a student, I should not be the first to take the exam. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Private Fengziki High School. Dozens of students stood in front of the bulletin board with their heads held high. After looking for a while, some had happy faces, while others had faces as if they were suffering from physical distress. This exam is so difficult, it's actually in over 500 positions. Yeah, I'm over 400 people. It's over. I'll definitely get beaten when I go home now. The sound of worry and joy from the surroundings did not affect Lin Sheng. He was fully focused on the list, and when he saw the first place's name and score, his heart was filled with joy and he turned around to leave. Who is this Lin Sheng? He has never heard of a name before, like a person from Xia. I don't know, okay. I remember it was Class B in the second year, right next door to us. A name that has never been heard of reaching the top of the list, with a perfect score for all subjects, is an absolutely shocking event in the small society of the school. A pink-haired girl in the crowd had a glimmer of joy in her eyes. Unexpectedly, she saw his name here and thought she wasn't at this school. I found you, Lin Jun. Crossing the crowd, Lin Sheng stroked his chest in an attempt to calm his constantly beating heart. Congratulations to the host for completing the task, achieving academic excellence in the same grade as Private Fengziki, with a reward of 100,000 points. Upon hearing the sound of the system, Lin Sheng finally calmed down completely. It's not easy. It's been 17 years since he traveled, and the system only started. But fortunately, all the flowers that didn't make him wait have withered. Lin Sheng, mother fetus travel, the system comes with it, but before that, the system had been in a loading state. His parents settled in Sakura for a long time due to work, and he also lived in Sakura for nearly 10 years. In these 10 years, besides waiting for the system to load, he has also figured out many things. Firstly, this world is not normal. Even abnormal to eerie, the first thing is that women generally have quite high looks. Yes, it's common. This is completely abnormal. Lin Sheng has never seen a woman below the standard before. Secondly, it is here that he has seen countless different characters from previous anime, such as quintuples, Nishimiya Sentinel, and even Kenichi Shirahama, who are the kind of characters in anime with extraordinary military power. These people are just a small group of people he has met. The most exaggerated thing is that he was in the same class as Yuren Huteng in elementary school, and in the first year of junior high, he even met his senior in third grade, Jean Mayan. Moreover, Sakura really has a winter wood market, and as for whether there is a magician or not, he cannot verify it yet. He has never left Chiyoda City since coming to Sakura for his own life. Even occasionally, one can hear the legend of the magical girl. Such a rundown world made Lin Sheng determined to persevere as much as possible. After arriving at Sakura, he maintained a low-key attitude, and although he studied diligently, he never put in any effort until the critical moment. Even in large-scale exams such as entrance exams, He deliberately controlled his scores and placed himself at the bottom of the admission list. Clubs are usually joined, but they are all peripheral clubs that do not attract attention from others. Friends are just a few acquaintances, avoiding unnecessary ties and getting involved in dangerous things. Simultaneously engaging in high-intensity exercise, be sure to exercise your body to the extreme of humanity. After entering high school, his concealment became even more exaggerated. He couldn't tolerate even the slightest possibility of his life being threatened. His bangs blocked his handsome face, and his rustic black-framed glasses blocked his bright and lively pupils. After entering high school, he leapt to become a marginalized person. Finally, at the beginning of spring break, the system was successfully turned on. After the system was turned on, the tense atmosphere surrounding Lin Sheng disappeared without a trace. However, if he wanted to use the system, he must first complete the beginner task, which was like a slap in the face, making his relaxed mood tense again. But fortunately, Lin Sheng's beginner task is to dominate the academic performance of Private Feng Zhiqi in the same grade. This beginner task is not so difficult for him, it can only be said to be extremely simple. He's just being low-key, it's not really that he can't do it. As a person of 2 generations, his memory has greatly increased, and even his intelligence is not comparable to that of ordinary people. Although he is only a sophomore in high school, he has already integrated the science content of his sophomore year in college, which is truly a genius. Of course, just in case, he studied tirelessly during spring break, making his parents praise his child for being sensible. Hard work pays off to those who have a heart. In the opening exam of his sophomore year, he successfully won first place. Lin Sheng can't wait anymore. He really wants to know what functions the system has that can load for so many years. Please ask the teacher for a leave. He pondered and, since he had made a decision, he no longer hesitated and ran towards the class teacher's office. Please come in. Yohei Matsushima pushed his glasses and looked at the person coming in, somewhat surprised. Lin Sheng. What's wrong? Lin Sheng, an international student from Daxia, is an outsider in the class and is also quite isolated. As for his personality, no one knows at the moment because he hardly interacts with anyone. However, in everyone's impression, Lin Sheng is a person with average grades and a solitary personality, which is not easy to get along with. Even Matsushima Yangping himself thinks so. Matsushima Yangping thought for a moment, and it seemed that Lin Sheng had never spoken to him before. Even when he met in the hallway, Lin Sheng just walked silently. Soon, Matsushima Yohei burst out laughing and said, Lin Sheng, you came just in time. I said I was looking for you, but I didn't expect your kid to give me such a surprise. He got full marks in all subjects and ranked first in the school. Private Feng Zhiqi is a prestigious private school where the better the student's grades, the more rewards the class leader will receive. If there is a student who ranks first in the academic year in the class, his bonus can match his 1-month salary. Lin Sheng smiled and said, it's nothing, as a student, it's our duty. Matsushima Yangping suddenly became speechless. He had never had any communication with Lin Sheng before, and he didn't even know that this kid was so talkative. Is being the first in the academic year a student's expected duty? This was heard by other students, and Matsushima Yangping promised that Lin Sheng would be completely surrounded by everyone. By the way, what are you looking for me for? At the end of this sentence, Matsushima Yangping didn't know what to say, so he decided to shift the topic. I'm feeling a bit unwell and would like to take a day off. Matsushima Yohei nodded and said, no problem, your grades have improved so quickly. You must have put in a lot of work during spring break. School has just started recently, and your homework is not very tight. Take a good rest. Thank you, teacher. Pay attention to safety on the road. Watching Lin Sheng walk out of the office, Matsushima Yangping touched his chin, feeling like there was something different about this kid, but he couldn't say exactly where it was. However, this kind of change is always good, isn't it? He smiled and continued to grade his homework. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluations. Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. System Enable, but cracked version, revised. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The Lin Sheng family is a two-story small building that lives alone. Lin Sheng's parents fully paid for it. Although Chiyoda district is not as valuable as Tokyo, the housing prices are also quite expensive. Buying this two-story building almost drained the Lin family, but for the sake of Shinjuku's job, Lin's parents had no choice. However, a while ago, Lin's parents had already returned to China, claiming that their hometown had been demolished and that the money they had earned at home in recent years was enough to support their elderly. But Lin Sheng did not return to China. The reason is simple, because Japan's college entrance examination is relatively simple compared to China, and the probability of getting into good schools is also higher. Pushing open the bedroom door, with a thud, Lin Sheng lay on the bed. System. As he spoke, a light screen appeared in front of him, and the moment it appeared, it immediately caught Lin Sheng's interest. In the top left corner are, refresh, description, and, points, while in the top right corner there are only two functions. Lottery, and, system space. What is this? Lin Sheng leaned closer to the screen and noticed that there seemed to be two small characters in the upper right corner of the line, integral. He carefully looked at it and his heart suddenly jumped. Cracking, can we say that this system is a cracked version? Lin Sheng's face turned red with excitement. If it were a cracked version, wouldn't he be invincible? But soon he calmed down and quickly clicked on it with his mind. System description. Note that this system is a cracked version. Please use it with caution for the balance of the heavens and all realms. It was indeed a cracked version, and Lin Sheng was so excited that he almost shouted out. There was no way, and those who knew the power of the system could not calm down in the face of this situation. A few minutes later, he reluctantly calmed down and carefully browsed through the manual, afraid of any omissions. 1. This system is a cracked version. After completing a beginner's task, a reward of 100,000 points will be given. In the case where the host does not complete any tasks or kill rewards, the points will remain constant at 100,000 points. 2. When the host completes the task and kills rewards, the reward points will increase by a constant upper limit, and after the increase, the points will remain constant again. 3. This system comes with an appraisal function, and any ability or item obtained from purchasing or drawing from this system can be appraised. 4. The system space can store purchased items and rewards obtained from lucky draws. For example, storing external items requires spending points, and the larger the volume and weight, the more points are needed. External items do not include live objects. 5. This system has a search mode, which can search for the desired items or abilities of the host, but each search requires 50,000 points, and the search function can only be used once a week. 15. This system has a world shuttle function, consuming 1 million points each time. 16. Points earned from system tasks, kill rewards, rare item redemption. 17. Lottery, 1,000 points per draw, with a constant first level accounting for 50%, second level accounting for 30%, third level accounting for 15%, fourth level accounting for 3%, fifth level accounting for 0.7%, and mysterious gift package accounting for 0.3%. The probability of winning a second-level item in 10 consecutive draws has increased by 50 on the original basis, and the probability of winning a first-level item has increased by 100% in 100 draws. Conversely, the probability of winning a first-level item has decreased. 18. There are 5 levels of abilities and item levels. 19. The system declares again that this system is a cracked version. Please do not upgrade, please do not upgrade. Note. This system sincerely reminds you to use it with caution. Lin Sheng was panting heavily and couldn't help but feel too excited. It's really worth waiting for over a decade. After understanding the function of the system, Lin Sheng didn't even look at the products below and directly clicked on Lottery. A turntable appeared in front of him, with 3 small squares below. 1 draw, 10 draws, 100 draws, 100 consecutive draws, give me a draw. Without hesitation, he turned to the button for 100 consecutive draws, and then the dial flickered for a few seconds. But soon, Lin Sheng became loveless. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a box of first-level item Red Dragon, which has been stored in the system space. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a box of first-level item Red Dragon, which has been stored in the system space. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a box of first-level item Red Dragon, which has been stored in the system space. Gone. 50 boxes of Red Dragons, I'll go to your uncle. I need 50 boxes of used sanitary napkins. What's the use of them? Lin Sheng gritted his teeth, his eyes bloodshot. The garbage system, what a cracked version of bullshit. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 3rd-level item, Thunderbolt Fruit, which has been stored in the system space. Sorry, I was careless just now. Lin Sheng was once again completely focused on the screen, afraid of missing something good. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 2nd-level item, Chi Cultivation, the cultivation of Chi. What kind of aura is it in Dragon Ball? If it's Lin Sheng in the Dragon Ball, you can still look forward to it, but no matter what, they are all 2nd-level items, and with this probability, it's not easy to win. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 3rd-level item, the Kaleidoscope Writing Will I, which has been stored in the system space. Hello, system, can I use a kaleidoscope to write will I's without chakra? Lin Sheng can't roast anymore, and the lottery is really unreliable. Ding! Congratulations to the host for winning the mysterious gift package, which has been stored in the system space. After finishing smoking, Lin Sheng breathed a sigh of relief and quickly extracted the Thunder Fruit, Chi Cultivation, Kaleidoscope Writing Will I, and Mysterious Gift Pack. Except for these 4, the rest are useless first-level items with no abilities. This probability is too low, it's just 100 consecutive increases. But now is not the time to care about this either. These 4 things are all good things in terms of level. Thunder Fruit Optimization Version. One of the strongest fruits from a certain world, swallowing it can give people the power of thunder, making them use the form of thunder, but it is very unpleasant to eat. Surprisingly, the fact that he was not abandoned by the sea left Lin Sheng puzzled. Could it be because of the optimized version that his weaknesses were erased? Transforming into thunder, it is indeed possible to transform into elements. Very good, continue to look at the next item. Chi Cultivation. Come to this world to practice the method. Legend has it that a martial arts master carrying a turtle shell destroyed the moon with his accumulated chi for hundreds of years. Work hard to cultivate, and you can also. Lin Sheng was delighted. It is indeed the cultivation method of the Dragon Ball world. There are too many uses of chi, such as defense, attack, and flight, which are countless. He is already eager to cultivate. Kaleidoscope Sharingan. The powerful eyes from a legendary eye, which have been systematically modified and can be used with other energies, such as chi, spiritual power, curse power, chi, etc. However, please use it properly. Prolonged use may pose a risk of blindness. Simply install it silently, don't worry about it this time. At first, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to use it. As long as I cultivate my chi, I can continue to use the Kaleidoscope Sharingan. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Starting from today, I will stand on the sky. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Mysterious Gift Pack. It includes a maximum gravity chamber of 50 times the limit, 60 immortal beans, and a Mingwu Putuan good things. They are all good things. Lin Sheng excitedly rubbed his hands, picked up the thunder fruit and took a bite. His face instantly turned grim, and it was indeed very unpleasant, with an indescribable taste. As the fruit slid down his throat, he could clearly feel a tremendous force transforming his already robust body. At this moment, his muscles became even tighter and his figure gradually became more slender. A few minutes later, Lin Sheng looked at the flickering electric light in his palm, then squinted his eyes slightly, feeling the power inside his body. Soon, his right hand turned into lightning. Indeed, it can be elementalized, truly an optimized version of the thunderbolt fruit. Lin Sheng laughed happily, and the natural fruit's elementalization made him stand undefeated in this world. After all, this is a world without dominance, and ordinary attacks cannot hit him. And the only weakness is gone, not afraid of seawater. Then, looking at those eerie blood-red eyes, Lin Sheng silently installed them. For a moment, I felt my eyes clear and the whole world became incredibly clear. Surprisingly, it's divine power, that's great. Unexpectedly, upon entering his soul, he drew the divine power writing will I. Lin Sheng laughed heartily, unsure if it was his luck or the high probability of the system lottery. The divine power Sharingan, known as the eyes from the divine realm, holds a divine status in the Sharingan eyes, absolutely powerful. It has unpredictable abilities such as virtualization, attack, distortion, and time and space. Although it can only be used once with physical strength, it can also help oneself avoid deadly attacks. After calming down, he opened the mysterious gift package. The gravity chamber and fairy beans are both top-notch treasures, especially fairy beans. As long as there is still one breath left, they can be saved. Mingwu Putuan is a treasure that can enhance comprehension. Sitting on it can increase one's comprehension tenfold. Just in time. Lin Sheng smiled and spread the cattail under his buttocks, feeling a clear light in his head, as if everything in the world could be understood. Then, he opened the cultivation of Qi. Qi, the fundamental power of the Dragon Ball world, can be used by any powerful martial artist. Qi has many effects, including destructive power, defense, healing, and even reading the inner thoughts of others. These are all the fundamental functions of Qi. Now that Lin Sheng has mastered the method of cultivating Qi, the cultivation of Qi is not difficult because everyone has Qi in their body, and the most crucial thing is how to guide it out. Before this, although Lin Sheng was an ordinary person, he often exercised and his physical fitness had already reached the limit of the average person. In addition, after swallowing the thunder fruit, his physical fitness had once again taken a step up, and his Qi was no longer weak. At least he could clearly perceive it, and with the effect of Mingwu Putuan, Lin Sheng easily guided the Qi out. Looking at the faint fluorescence in his palm, Lin Sheng's face lit up with joy. The next step was to fly. As for things like Xigong waves, there is no need to learn them at the moment. His current energy is very weak, and a single Xigong wave may deplete his energy, far from being cost-effective for flying. I don't know how long it took, but the Qi guided by Lin Sheng was already able to cover his whole body, barely allowing himself to float in the air. But the floating time was not too long, and he felt dizzy and bloated. He quickly dissipated his breath and sat back on the cushion. Sure enough, I still have too little energy. I can't even maintain floating for a long time, let alone fly. Lin Sheng sighed, but it's okay. With his current strength, he can barely be considered to have the ability to protect himself. Although his physical fitness has not yet reached the level of surpassing ordinary people, the thunderous power he possesses is not vegetarian. The road is obstructed and long, we still need to step by step. After sighing, Lin Sheng opened the system again. Anyway, the cracked version of the system, so he decided to continue the lottery. 100 consecutive draws. A few minutes later, Lin Sheng lowered his head and felt that there was nothing to be loved. How low the probability was that only 3 second-level items came out. Calm down, the system is a cracked version, which is already very good. The second-level items are Tongtian Book, Liuku Immortal Thief, and Tricolor Dominant Cultivation Method. Lin Sheng raised his eyebrows and realized that they were all practicing methods. The one that interests Lin Sheng the most is the Liuku immortal thief. Liuku refers to the 6 organs in the human body that can absorb energy. It can absorb substances and instantly decompose them, directly converting them into qi. Moreover, through the introduction of the system, he found that the qi transformed after being decomposed by the Liuku immortal thief can actually be directly converted into qi, but the efficiency is a bit low, about 30-1. Although it's a bit low, fortunately Lin Sheng has another way to boost his energy. As for the cultivation methods of Tongtian Lu and tricolor dominant qi, Lin Sheng did not immediately cultivate them. Ding. A sound came from his phone, and when Lin Sheng opened it, it was his father Lin Feng's message. Work overtime with your mother tonight, make some dinner for yourself, don't run around. It was already 6:30 p.m., and Lin Sheng sighed and touched his curly stomach. He was indeed a bit hungry. Find a self-service restaurant, it's time to showcase the power of Liuku immortal thieves. He casually changed into a casual outfit, took off the old black framed glasses on his face, revealing his bright pupils. His handsome face was like a knife cut, and his symmetrical figure made him look full of male hormones. Well, this should look good. Looking in the mirror, Lin nodded in satisfaction, opened the door, locked it, and looked up at the pitch-black night sky. The night sky doesn't seem so dark anymore, even under the moonless starry sky, there is a light that can illuminate the earth. Starting from today, I will stand above the sky. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Complete collection of Maoshan Talismans, revised. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. This guy is so tasty, isn't he the big stomach king from somewhere who came here? Very impressive, even the king of stomach wouldn't be able to eat like this, would he? Look at the plates stacked on his table, there are already enough for 20 people. Ignoring the surprise of those around him, Lin Sheng was still indulging in the food, which had been transformed into qi by the 6 treasures immortal thieves. The qi in his body had now reached an extremely terrifying level, with at least 300 units of qi. Unit. The level of cultivation for an ordinary person for about a year, with a genius of 1 month. The conversion rate between qi and qi is 30-1, which means that 300 units of qi is 30 units of qi. To emit the smallest scale of qi bullets, at least 30 units of qi must be used. Even ordinary cultivators need 1 year to cultivate 300 units of qi, but now Lin Sheng can accumulate so much qi with just 1 meal using the 6 treasures immortal thief, which is terrifying. Although this meal is a bit too much, that's it. By the way, I really wish I didn't know how to draw talismans yet. Lin Sheng, who was chewing heavily, suddenly stopped. If he didn't know how to draw talismans, the Tongtian book would have no effect at all. He stopped. Did he have enough to eat? It's possible that it's already 30 servings, and if I can't eat enough, I might really have to report it to the police. The restaurant manager gritted his teeth, wondering where the monster came from. How could it be so edible? One person ate 30 servings of food. If there were a few more people like this, their restaurant wouldn't want to do it. However, Lin Sheng disregarded the thoughts of others and opened the system interface on his own. The system instructions had already introduced that outsiders could not see the system interface, so he naturally didn't have to worry about being exposed. I've been drawing lots before and haven't had a chance to see them all. Let me see what the mall really has. There are 6 titles on the shopping mall navigation bar. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4, Level 5, and Escape. Lin Sheng became interested and unexpectedly was able to purchase at different levels. However, what is this transcendence? Isn't it that only items and abilities are divided into 5 levels? With a heart full of doubts, Lin Sheng clicked on Chowtuo. Omniscient and versatile, ***000000. In an instant, Lin Sheng's eyes blurred. He couldn't see clearly how many zeros there were, so he quickly closed the Transcendence interface. Uwan Dao Xian muttered to himself, no longer looking at the others, but instead clicked on the search box, input the two characters, rune, and soon a large number of products appeared below. The product located at the top is also the most expensive. The complete collection of Honghuang talismans is worth 1 billion points. Lin Sheng's eyelids skipped a beat. The price was simply sky high. He didn't have a source of points yet, so he couldn't increase the constant upper limit. He didn't even have a fraction of 100,000 points. If only installment payments could be made. If payment is made in installments, not to mention 1 billion, even Lin Sheng would not hesitate to pay 100 billion. Since you can't afford it, there's no need to look and continue scrolling downwards. Quickly, Lin Sheng noticed a product. Zombie Taoist. Complete collection of Maoshan talismans, the price is 100,000 points, which is just right. Without saying a word, I will buy directly. Although I bought it, I didn't take a closer look and continued to eat. Since I paid for it, I will have to eat it back. Finally, after eating 60 more servings of food, Lin Sheng left satisfied with the plea of the restaurant manager to his grandfather and grandmother. Come back next time. The restaurant manager's face instantly turned extremely pale. Grandpa, don't come. Night, 8 o'clock. Lin Sheng was walking on the road, but his mind drifted on the complete collection of Maoshan talismans. There are 4 types of Maoshan talismans in total, namely attack, defense, healing, and assistance. There are 100 types of talismans, which are enough for Lin Sheng to use in a short period of time. And just like the 6 treasures Immortal Thief and the Tongtian book, as long as you silently recite and use them, the content will automatically enter your mind. By the way, this is a world of anime. Will there be any evil spirits or ghosts? Lin Sheng rubbed his chin and a curious expression flashed on his face. Right will eyes. With a movement of his mind, Lin Sheng's pupils instantly changed shape, and 3 eerie blood-red jade appeared deep inside his pupils. Even without chakras, the modified Sharingan can still use chi as the driving force. With Lin Sheng's current chi inventory, the ordinary Sanggoyu Sharingan can be used continuously for an hour. After opening the Sharingan, the whole world suddenly became clear in Lin Sheng's eyes, and the movements of the pedestrians around seemed to slow down. He knew this was the unique dynamic vision effect of the Sharingan, and turned his head to look around. In a daze, he seemed to see something. 1, 2, 3. There are almost countless evil spirits on the entire road. Lin Sheng frowned and realized that there were indeed evil spirits, and the number was unbelievable, roughly estimated to be at least nearly 100. Is it because there are so many evil spirits in the entire world, or is there something special about this road that attracted these evil spirits and monsters? He now really wanted to try the power of the Tongtian technique, but with so many people around him, in order to avoid exposure, Lin Sheng still suppressed this idea. Forget it, let's go home first and see where the gravity chamber fits. With a profound glance at the evil spirits on the road, Lin Sheng closed his Sharingan and walked towards home. Lin Sheng's bedroom. Gravity chamber, 8 square meters, with a maximum gravity limit of 60 times, can be assimilated with residential buildings. Can it be assimilated with residential buildings? Lin Sheng's heart moved as if his room was 12 square meters. If we assimilate the gravity chamber with his own room, assimilate with my bedroom, just as the command was issued, the gravity chamber in the system space transformed into a stream of light and rushed into the bedroom, while a remote control landed on his bed from the sky. Lin Sheng picked it up and saw that there were only 3 buttons, +.no/OFF, and a small display screen on the remote control, which was easy to understand and not much different from the remote controls used by humans today. Give it a try. He opened the gravity chamber and lightly pressed the plus button. In just an instant, Lin Sheng felt as if his whole body had been filled with lead. Even walking was very difficult, and he had no choice but to use good luck to resist. When chi filled his whole body, Lin Sheng felt a little better and could barely walk. He took a deep breath, and the double gravity was just so exaggerated. Fortunately, he didn't want to rush in. He pressed a few more times, otherwise he might have been crushed into a meat cake. But when he glanced at the small display screen on the remote control, his face suddenly turned black, and a line of numbers was clearly displayed on the display screen. 0.5, that is to say, pressing the plus button will only increase the gravity by 0.5 times. He can't even withstand 0.5 times the gravity now, and Lin feels that the difference is a bit large. Are you that weak? In fact, what Lin Sheng didn't understand was that the gravity exerted by the gravity chamber was different from carrying a heavy object on his body. It was omnidirectional, even if his internal organs were subjected to 0.5 times the weight. Under this omnidirectional pressure, it was even more exaggerated than carrying a 500-pound weight on his body. Lin Sheng gritted his teeth. He was so weak, how could he still benefit the heavens? He directly removed the qi and needed to engage in physical exercise with all his heart and soul. In the cultivation of qi, it is mentioned that the stronger the body, the more qi can be used, and similarly, the more qi accumulated in the body. Become stronger, surpass everyone, transcend this world, and no longer be threatened by anyone. What kind of sorcerer, seed, evil spirit, these should not be enemies on their own path, they should only serve as stepping stones. With a flushed face, Lin Sheng began exercising. Xian Do leaned beside him. Even if there was only one breath left, he could be resurrected with full blood. And the price of fairy beans is not expensive, only 100,000 points are needed. This is relative, compared to the effect of fairy beans, this point of integration is almost at no cost. Before opening the gravity chamber, Lin Sheng bought 1,000 in one go, and with the system reward of 60, even if it was for dinner, he could eat it for a period of time. In the gravity room, Lin Sheng was sweating profusely and waving his fist, while opening the mall to purchase some exercise equipment and a set of gravity clothes. The limit of a gravity suit is 10 times the force of gravity, which only applies to the person wearing the suit and does not cause harm to the surrounding environment. Only the system can have such black technology, otherwise ordinary gravity clothes will definitely cause damage to the environment around the user. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. You are really boring, seeking flowers, seeking. You are listening at novel full.audio. Ding-ling-ling. At the moment when the alarm clock rang, Lin Sheng collapsed to the ground and touched the remote control to close the gravity chamber. 7 o'clock. Around 10 o'clock, he started exercising for a full 9 hours. Although it was very tiring, his muscles were almost torn, and the accumulated energy in his body was also depleted. The effect was obvious. In a gravity chamber of 0.5 times, he was already able to walk briskly. Taking out a fairy bean and stuffing it into the mouth, under the action of the fairy bean, the pulled muscles and creaking bones quickly recovered, and the exhaustion of the whole body disappeared without a trace. The body's qi and qi were also fully replenished. Feeling that Xian Do still had a huge amount of energy left, Lin Sheng frowned and thought, as if he had fallen into a misunderstanding. The power of immortal beans is very unique. In addition to recovering injuries, eating one can prevent hunger for a month. This means that immortal beans contain a large amount of energy, so it seems that they can be transformed into qi using the 6 treasures Immortal Thief. Just think of it and do it. The Liuku Immortal Thief is working at full strength, and the remaining energy of the immortal bean is instantly transformed into qi. The huge qi almost overflows, transforming into a golden light lingering around him. Indeed feasible. Taking a long breath, Lin Sheng's face showed a faint smile. Sweating all over, take a shower, go to school. After taking a shower, Lin Sheng changed into a gravity suit and adjusted it to 0.5 times the weight. Although he could still feel heavy on his body, it had almost no impact on daily life. He jumped around casually and confirmed that it had no impact on the surrounding environment before leaving the door with peace of mind. Does your hair seem a bit too long? Just as he left home, Lin Sheng thought of his long hair that had not been cut for a long time. Turning back home, facing the mirror, extending his right hand, the golden chi filled his palm, and then under Lin Sheng's strong control, it turned into a pair of scissors. Transforming chi into something was something he realized in the gravity chamber. Under the pressure of gravity, the chi in his body runs extremely poorly, but it also hones his control over chi. Otherwise, even if he had just mastered chi, he would not have been able to use the advanced application of transforming chi into something. That's it. Looking at the cool and handsome guy in the mirror, Lin Sheng smiled. It's already 8 o'clock when I arrived at school. The class hours at Sakura High School are usually relatively relaxed, with most classes at 8.30. As soon as I entered the classroom, Lin noticed the surprised gaze of his classmates. Is this Lin Sheng? It feels like a different person has changed. The whole person has changed, so handsome, like a model in a movie. I didn't expect this guy's grades to be so good. He can take the first place in the school year, shouldn't he cheat? What a fool. You cheat. You're the first to come out and take a look in a school year. Listening to the discussion of his classmates, Lin silently returned to his seat, then propped his chin up and looked out the window, watching the falling cherry blossoms. Dong! The class gate was violently kicked open, and a man with yellow hair walked in first, followed by several younger brothers. It's the Yukimura tiger. How did he come to our class? No one should have provoked him, right? Who knows, these bad bullies don't care if you provoke them or not. Yukimura, whose sturdy body stood on the podium, his fierce gaze sweeping around, instantly causing the classmates in the class to lower their heads. Who is Lin Sheng? Lin Sheng was taken aback and looked up in amazement, looking for him. He carefully observed the Yukimura tiger and confirmed that he did not know him. Have we ever had a holiday? Lin Sheng said. In the past, he was extremely low-key and never caused trouble, let alone this kind of hooligan. He can be certain that he has never seen these people before. Tisk, Yukimura, who let out a displeased tsk and walked towards Lin Sheng, followed by a few younger brothers behind him. Who allowed you to get first place in the exam? Lin frowned, he understood that this person was here to find fault. I'm in a good mood today. I don't mind leaving now, Lin Sheng said softly. Ah. Don't worry, who gave you the courage? Yukimura, who was extremely angry, and the veins on his forehead appeared faintly. Lin Sheng is ruined. He survived as a master of karate 7th Dan. I heard he almost made it to the national competition with strong strength. If Lin Sheng's small body were to be punched by him, he would probably lose half of his life. The classmates in the class were immediately discussing, with some watching the play and others worried. Fool. Lin Sheng's eyes flickered with a cold light as he lifted his right fist and swung it heavily, hitting Yukimura Tiger's stomach. This punch directly knocked Yukimura Tiger to his knees, his eyes turning white. Several of Yukimura Tiger's henchmen were all fooled, never expecting this kid to dare to take the initiative. What are you doing in a daze? Take action. Yukimura Tiger struggled to utter a few words and quickly rubbed his abdomen, feeling his internal organs shaking. It was so painful that he, who had reached the 7th level of karate, didn't even hold out a single move before lying down. His subordinates didn't dare to slack off and quickly wanted to counterattack, but Lin Sheng reacted faster and swung 3 punches in a row, hitting the chests of the 3 people. Bang! Accompanied by the screams of their female classmates, the 3 of them rolled their eyes and suddenly fainted. They did not have the tough physique that Yukimura Tiger had honed for many years. Even if Lin Sheng only used 1/10 of his strength, it was enough for them to endure. Yukimura Tiger knelt on the ground and stared blankly at this scene. Is this a movie? One punch at a time, even movies shouldn't be so exaggerated, should they? He lifted his head and looked at Lin Sheng's expressionless face, with fear lingering in his heart. Why did his head rush towards him when it was hot, and why didn't he investigate in advance? So, why are you bothering me? Lin Sheng asked indifferently. Because. Too slow. Kicked at the chin of the Yukimura tiger, and with a splash, a large amount of blood spurted out, as if broken teeth had fallen to the ground. Because of a woman. The Yukimura tiger lying on the ground roared loudly. Even though his teeth were missing and his mouth was unclear, he did not hesitate at all. He could feel that if he were still a little slower, it would not be a problem with his teeth. So which woman made you trouble me? Yukimura tiger shook his head wildly, and blood dripped onto the ground from the corner of his mouth. No, it's the girl I like. She used to be the first-place student, but this time she was very sad about her second-place performance. She cried for a long time, and I felt sorry for her, so I came to trouble you. I didn't want to take action, just wanted to warn you. She doesn't know, really doesn't know, please don't trouble her. Yukimura tiger trembled as he spoke, the adrenaline rush triggered by fear had made him forget the pain in his body. You're really boring. Another kick knocked the Yukimura tiger unconscious. With a loud bang, the Yukimura tiger, spraying blood from its mouth and nose, slammed heavily onto the ground. PS, seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluations. Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Xigong Nitrate, seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets. You are listening at novel full.audio. Silence, a deathly silence. Although Lin Sheng's expression was plain, he was like a demon in the eyes of his classmates. In the eyes of his classmates, Lin Sheng has always been quiet and reserved, representing the marginalized. However, he did not expect that this guy not only has strong academic abilities, but also has such strong personal strength. And he didn't hesitate to take action, and the sharpness of the action made people tremble with fear. Looking at the four people lying on the ground, Lin Sheng frowned. Damn it, you're just causing trouble for me. Helpless, he had no choice but to drag the two of them separately and throw them into the hallway. Who is the second student in this grade? Lin Sheng suddenly asked as he walked into the class. It's Kashizaki Shina. A boy raised his right hand and dared not look at Lin Sheng. He lowered his head and replied. Looking at the timid appearance of his classmates, Lin Sheng shook his head helplessly. Kashizaki Shina, he has an impression that in anime, she is a beautiful-looking, extremely tall, very proud woman, and also a very easy-to-cry girl with almost no friends. It doesn't matter whether what Yukimura who said is true or false. He doesn't care. For him, it's foolish for these high school students to be jealous of women, but it's just children. You've seen that adults get angry when facing children. Dingling, the bell for class rings. Matsushima Yangping, the homeroom teacher, walked in holding a math book and glanced at Lin Sheng before saying, Lin Sheng, are you feeling better? Much better, thank you for your concern. By the way, what's going on with the students lying outside? Silence, no one dares to answer, afraid of offending Lin Sheng. Matsushima Yohihei had no choice but to give up when no one answered, as he was not a student in his own class and his classmates were not injured, which had almost nothing to do with him. Just report it. Then he made a phone call and told the teaching director that 1 minute later, Yangping Matsushima put down his phone and said happily, today, 2 new students have transferred to our class. Boys and girls. Teacher, girls, both are girls, Matsushima Yangping replied. This answer directly aroused the interest of the classmates in the class. The most interesting things during high school were undoubtedly love, gossip and transferring students. Everyone is eagerly anticipating it, even Lin Sheng. He knows better than anyone that in this world of anime, transferring students means being the son of destiny, or the girlfriend of the son of destiny, which is a big problem. Be cautious and fully understand the other person's character. You too, come in now. Before and after, the pink-haired girl and the red-haired girl walked in. Wow, it's a beautiful woman. Both of them are so beautiful. Our class also has beautiful girls, so there's no need to covet the next class's English pair. The red-haired girl is a bit familiar, with a generous smile on her face, and loudly introduces herself. My name is Nakano Mayu. I will be in the same class with everyone for the next year, and I hope everyone will take good care of me in the future. With a loud clap, enthusiastic applause echoed below, and Nakano Mayu's nervous heart gradually relaxed. It seems that this class is easy to get along with. Seeing that Nakano Mayo had finished his introduction, Nishimiya Sentinel quickly picked up a notebook that had already written his personal introduction. Xigong, Ni-Z. It seemed like waiting for a few seconds before the West Palace whistle opened the next page. I suffer from hearing impairment, but there is still no problem with basic communication with everyone. I want to make friends with everyone, please bear with me in the future. She lowered her head and bowed heavily. But there was no response in the class, which made Xigong whistle even more nervous. Matsushima Yongping frowned and said, I hope everyone gets along well and will be classmates in the future. When he first saw the West Palace whistle, Yohei Matsushima noticed that the girl was psychologically sensitive. If everyone didn't react, the girl was likely to think she disliked herself and might develop fear towards this class. Pop 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 pop. Suddenly, a round of applause rang out, and Xigong Xiaozi excitedly lifted her head to look at the source of the sound. Its Lin classmate, Xigong Xiaozi, was delighted in her heart. It was a coincidence that she was in the same class as Lin Jun. Although she had seen his name on the bulletin board before, now that she saw it with her own eyes, Xigong Xiaozi was still filled with joy. Seemingly inspired by Lin Sheng's applause, other classmates also applauded intermittently. Matsushima Yohei smiled and said, Great, then welcome both of you to our class. Well, Xigong is sitting behind Lin Sheng, and Nakano is sitting next to Xigong, right? Yes. At the moment when Lin Sheng saw Xigong Xiaozi, he was somewhat surprised. He didn't expect to meet this girl again after several years had passed. Xigong Xiaozi transferred from 6th grade elementary school to Lin Sheng's class. At that time, several delinquent youths bullied Xigong Whistle. At that time, Lin Sheng was far from realizing how dangerous the world was. He stepped forward and directly beat up the boys, which also saved Xigong Whistle from being bullied. Since then, their relationship has gradually become closer and they have become good friends. With the help of Lin Sheng, no one in the class dares to bully Xigong Xiaozi, and the girl's ears have not been treated like in the anime. During this period, Nishi Miyako became increasingly attached to Lin Sheng. However, when she entered junior high school, Nishi Miyako left Chiyoda City with her family. The scene of separation is still in front of us, with Xigong Nanzi sobbing uncontrollably as she tugs at Lin Sheng's hem and refuses to leave. The tearful young girl looks very heartbroken, but in order to provide a better treatment environment, their family still moved to Tokyo. It was unexpected for Lin Sheng to meet Xigong Xiaozi in Fengziki. The growing Xigong Xiaozi impressed Lin Sheng a bit. The face is protein-free, and the hair is a striking pink color. It looks a bit delicate on the outside, making people very protective. After sitting in his seat, Xigong Whistle wrote and drew in his notebook, then gently handed it to Lin Sheng. Thank you. Lin Sheng looked up and couldn't help but laugh, still the same as before, without any change. It's okay. Upon seeing such an answer, Xigong Xiaozi's anxious mood also calmed down. She felt that today was the happiest day of the year for her, even giving her some motivation in class. Although she suffers from hearing impairment, her ears are well protected, and after wearing hearing aids, she is a bit worse than ordinary people. There is absolutely no problem listening to the teacher during class. Although she still has some difficulty speaking and her speech is unclear, she is also working hard to practice speaking. She hopes that one day she can speak in person and express her gratitude to Lin Sheng. Okay, let's start the class now. Matsushima Yangping spoke loudly, which shook the distracted classmates and immediately brought them back to their senses to listen attentively. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluations. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Do you really wish I had a girlfriend? You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. After class. Xigong Xiaozi glanced at Lin Sheng for a moment, hesitating and seeming to want to say something. With Lin Sheng's current sixth senses, he could clearly perceive Xigong Xiaozi's small movements. He said helplessly, "What's wrong? If you have something to say, if you hesitate like this again, our friendship will cry." Xigong Xiaozi was delighted, but Lin Sheng still treated me as a friend. It's really great. In 6th grade, Lin Sheng stepped forward to protect her. At that time, Lin Sheng seemed to be her hero, a feeling he had never experienced before. Except for her family, no one has ever been willing to help her. Lin Sheng is an angel. At that moment, she had such a steadfast idea in her heart, which was also proven in her later interactions. Lin Sheng is very gentle and considers her almost everywhere in her interactions with friends. But later, in order to protect her health, she had no choice but to go to Tokyo for treatment. During those years, she missed Lin Sheng very much and wanted to come back to see him, but hesitated because several years had passed and Lin Sheng, such an excellent person, must have had better girls by his side. I am a disabled person, will Lin Sheng really remember me? Maybe I have already forgotten myself. With a feeling of unease, she searched around and worked hard to earn her own tuition. Although her family conditions were not bad, she lived a cautious life for her sick family, not to mention having a younger sister in junior high school. Finally, hard work pays off. She successfully found out about Lin Sheng's school and transferred in with excellent grades. It's different from what she thinks, and Lin Sheng hasn't changed either. They are still friends. Thinking of this, Xigong Xiaozi felt sweet in her heart and quickly wrote in her notebook, "Lin Jun, have you been okay these past few years?" Lin Sheng smiled, "Are you okay? It shouldn't be bad. I feel anxious every day, afraid of being caught up in the battles between those superpowers and being affected by the aftermath of the battles, which could lead to my death." Well, it's not bad. There's food and drink, can there be anything better than this in the world? Xigong Xiaozi was taken aback for a moment, chuckled, and wrote in his notebook, "Lin Jun, you are still as humorous. You haven't changed at all. I'll give it a try too." Lin Sheng chuckled softly, although so refined and easy-going, he didn't know why his classmates were so afraid of him. "Have you known each other before?" The weak voice of Nakano Mayu echoed beside her. Watching the two of them chatting so happily, she wanted to join in. Alas, at the thought of this, Nakano became very big in May. Although it was only a year ago, their 5 sisters have changed to 4 schools, and now Fengziki is the 5th private school. Frequent school transfers have made her lose confidence in making friends, and every time she just becomes familiar with them and then transfers to another school. Since high school, their sisters have never made real friends. However, Nakano Mayu, who is naturally outgoing, actually really wants to make friends, but when she thinks about the possibility of turning around if her grades don't meet the standards, she loses the motivation to make friends. But the communication between Lin Sheng and Nishi Miyako made her itch. She, Nakano Mayo, also wanted to make friends. Lin nodded and said, "Yes, we are elementary school classmates." Nakano Mayu was surprised and said, "What a coincidence, childhood sweetheart." Amidst the vast sea of people, separated childhood sweethearts can still meet in high school. This probability is quite small, and for a moment, it excites Mayo Nakano. A romantic comedy. The romantic comedy in anime movies is portrayed like this. A woman who falls from the sky, with childhood sweetheart traits, flying dragons riding on her face, how can she lose? How could you lose? With a few buffs stacked on top of you, Xigong Xiaozi has no chance of losing at all. Cough, Lin, I have a question. I hope you don't mind, Nakano Mayu coughed lightly and said with a slightly serious expression. Lin Sheng raised his head and said, You ask. Do you have a girlfriend? Upon hearing Nakano Mayo's words, Nishimiya Nishiko's heart suddenly rose to her throat, praying incessantly. No, definitely not. No. Lin Sheng shook his head and looked at Yi Wuyue with a slightly strange expression in his eyes. Does this girl have such gossip? Nakano May sighed softly. She can't be a fun person anymore. She can't see the love gossip. Otherwise, she can gossip with sisters. Xigong Xiaozi felt relieved in her heart, followed closely by happiness. She wrote in her notebook, It's okay, Lin Jun is so excellent that she can definitely find a girlfriend. Seeing this sentence, Lin Sheng smiled and said, Do you really wish I had a girlfriend? Indeed, with Lin Sheng's appearance and quality, it is easy to find a girlfriend, but as I have already said before, those without strength in this world are uncertain and will die at some point. Therefore, he never thought about finding a girlfriend before the system started. But now Lin Sheng is a bit interested now. He also needs some seasoning to fight and kill every day. A girlfriend is a great choice. Upon hearing Lin Sheng's words, Xigong Xiaozi's face immediately turned red, and she was deeply conflicted about how to answer and how to answer. If the answer is yes, doesn't it mean that I hope Lin Sheng has a girlfriend? What should Lin Sheng do if he really has a girlfriend in the future? Will they definitely distance themselves from me? Will we still be friends at that time? If not, isn't it obvious that I have thoughts about Lin Sheng? Now Xigong Xiaozi was completely grilled on the fire, conflicted and unsure of how to answer, so anxious that he almost spoke up. I couldn't speak fluently, and coupled with my impatience, I couldn't speak. My face turned red from holding back. Lin Sheng laughed heartily and waved his hand, saying, You're joking, don't be nervous. You're still the same as when you were a child. Xigong Nanzi breathed a sigh of relief, but her blush did not diminish. After hesitating for a few seconds, she wrote in her notebook. If you really find a girlfriend, Lin Sheng, I will bless you. Well, sincere blessings. Lin Sheng was taken aback, lowered his head and smiled, then stopped talking. On the contrary, Nakano Mayo's eyes were full of smiles on one side, and he solved the case. Nishimiya Nico was definitely interested in Lin Sheng. But soon, a hint of curiosity flashed on her face. Although she had just arrived in this class, she noticed during her self-introduction that Lin Sheng seemed different in this class. As if out of place, those classmates seemed to have some kind of fear towards Lin Sheng. What kind of person is this? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. I also have the dignity of being a woman. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After school, Lin Sheng and Xigong Xiaozi walked side by side. Are you still living at your previous home now? Lin Sheng asked. Xigong Xiaozi nodded lightly. It was their home. Although she had planned to buy it when treating her illness, her mother still kept the house despite her own pleading. You should be able to speak, right? Xigong Xiaozi was taken aback for a moment, and nodded with a red face. She felt a bit embarrassed because she could only speak, but it was not very fluent, and even when she was nervous, she could not speak at all like in the morning. When she was not nervous, she could barely spit out a few words. In the future, speak up in front of me. Lin Sheng knew that the current Xigong Xiaozi is completely different from the Xigong Xiaozi in anime. Although her hearing is still deteriorating, expensive hearing aids can allow her to hear external sounds, making her vocal system not much different from that of a normal person. If you insist on the difference, it is that her lack of hearing leads to inaccurate pronunciation. This inaccurate speech directly led to her inferiority complex, timidity, fear of ridicule from others, and fear of disappointment from those who hold hope for herself. Xigong Nizi's expression was both nervous and hesitant, and he said intermittently, "Really? Don't you hate it?" It was almost difficult to hear clearly, and if it weren't for Lin Sheng's full attention, he might not have known what Xigong Nianzi was saying. Don't worry, speaking requires practice. If you are afraid of speaking, you will never be able to say a complete sentence. Lin Sheng smiled and said, "This is not something that can make you afraid. I will help you, I will speak for you, like a normal person." There are drugs in the system that can restore the ears of Xigong Xiaozi, but there is absolutely no drug that can make Xigong Xiaozi speak. If Xigong Nanzi wants to speak, he must overcome his cowardice. "Well, I will," newly, although it was still intermittent, the voice was much more resolute than before. "Let's go." Living together in Chiyoda City, and their homes are also very close, it is more accurate to say that Lin Sheng must pass through the Nishimiya family when he comes home. Even at such a close distance, Xigong Nanzi never dared to find Lin Sheng and could only investigate silently on her own. "Who are you?" As he gradually approached the Xigong family, a crisp voice rang in Lin Sheng's ear. He turned his head and saw a girl standing beside him, looking up at him expressionlessly. "Jiet Xian," Xigong Nanzi stuttered as she spoke, but before she could say the next sentence, the girl said again, "Sister, who is this man?" Before Lin Sheng could even speak, the girl strode forward and pulled Xigong Xiaozi over, watching Lin Sheng with caution. The girl had a scrutinizing look in her eyes wide open, trying to make herself appear more dignified. But in Lin Sheng's opinion this girl is so cute. She has a petite figure, and although she may not appear to be a girl from the outside, her overall aura and standing posture undoubtedly indicate that she is a young girl. That face, which is 7 points similar to Xigong Xiaozi's, even without any embellishments, makes the girl's aura appear pure. If she changes into women's clothing and grows long hair, she is definitely a beautiful girl who is not stingy with her sister. "Lin Sheng, this is my sister." Xigong Xiaozi tried her best to speak clearly, but the more nervous she became, the more difficult it became to speak well. If it weren't for Lin Sheng, others would never have understood. "I know, didn't you tell me in elementary school that you had a younger sister?" Xigong Xiaozi was immediately moved, not expecting that even Lin Sheng could remember such a long time ago. For a sensitive and fragile girl like Xigong Xiaozi, having someone who cares enough about her can make her cry bitterly. "I'm a boy." Xigong Jiexian's voice was cold, and his eyes became even colder. Judging from this situation, this man is the bastard who has been making his sister unable to eat or sleep well in recent years. In that case, we can't give this guy a good face. "Oh, really?" Lin Sheng slightly bent over and lowered his head to look at Xigong Jiexian. Xigong Jiexian was also unwilling to be outdone and looked angrily at Lin Sheng with his head raised. The Xigong Jiexian is only about 1.45 meters tall, and even with his head raised, it only reaches Lin Sheng's chest. After a while, Lin Sheng touched his chin and said with a faint smile, He's really a boy. He doesn't have any girl-like appearance all over his body. I apologize and call you a girl on my own." "Ha! Ha!" Xigong Jiexian's eyes were about to burst with fire. Although she herself claimed to be a boy, how could she possibly be a boy? That was just an expression of rebellion. As a sophomore in junior high school, I was wearing a coat to protect my sister. But I am a girl with the pride of being a girl. With the pride of being a girl. She is a woman, although she may not be considered mature, she is definitely a woman. Xigong Jiexian angrily said, "I am a woman. A woman. She also has a unique body structure that is unique to women." "Really? I don't believe it, please prove it." Okay, prove it. Xigong Jiexian angrily said, extending his right hand and pulling Lin Sheng's right hand heavily against his chest. Lin Sheng was stunned, and Xigong Xiaozi was stunned. Soft, Lin Sheng unconsciously pinched it. Although not large, it is still quite sizable. Ah! Xigong Xiaozi regained consciousness and instantly turned the two of them away. Sorry. This sentence didn't stutter, it was even clear, and then he turned around and pulled Xigong Jiexian away. Looking at the rapid departure of the two, Lin Sheng glanced at the palm of his hand, as if he could still feel the softness of the moment. Well, she's really a girl. Being pulled by her own sister, Xigong Jiexian finally regained consciousness and shouted loudly with a flushed face. Crazy, crazy, I'm really crazy. How could I do such a thing? That's my sister's childhood sweetheart, a classmate whom my sister has been longing for years. I'm really crazy. Xigong Jiexian murmured. The development of the matter has gradually become outrageous. How should we face that man in the future? And myself, it's really the lard that blinds me. How could I be so angry and do such impure things in that moment? She lifted her chest with her right hand, as if she could still feel the temperature just now. I'm really crazy, I'm still thinking about this. Sister, I'm sorry. The height difference between the two was not very significant, even though the sound of Xigong Jiexian was not loud, Xigong Nanzi still heard it. Xigong Xiaozi stopped, she fell silent first, and then took out her notebook. Tomorrow I'll take you to apologize. I forgot to add line. Xigong Xiaozi just remembered that he had just been manipulated by Xigong Jiexian and completely forgot about this matter. Xigong Jiexian was extremely reluctant. It was himself who was taken advantage of. That guy had at least overcome his hand addiction. Why did he even apologize? Anyway, she is a beautiful girl. But for the sake of her beloved sister, she had no choice but to apologize. Well, I got it, but that bastard even pinched it. P.S. Seeking monthly tickets, seeking flowers, seeking evaluations Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Fruit Ability Development, Cultivation, Seeking Flowers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Sheng, who had just returned home, couldn't wait to start exercising. Although he had mastered many abilities, most of them were not proficient. Training. But before he could train for long, Lin Sheng stopped sweating profusely, thinking about the development of the Thunder fruit. Xianglei fruit is currently his strongest offensive ability, and if not properly utilized, it would be a waste. When it comes to the development of Xianglei fruit, Lin Sheng couldn't help but think of Ainulu. He almost maximized the development of Xianglei fruit. Leaving aside the universal elementalization of natural fruits, other aspects are almost at their peak. Firstly, there is the heart network, which combines the aura of seeing and hearing colors with the sound of thunder fruits. By receiving radio waves, it can cover the entire island's vast heart network and hear the voices of the entire island people. This is an extremely practical ability that has an unparalleled advantage in reconnaissance, but developing it means that Lin Sheng still needs to cultivate his aura of seeing, hearing, and seeing. After thinking for a moment, Lin Sheng decided to put aside the development ability of heart net. After all, the heart is most important in martial arts. Lei metallurgy uses high voltage current to melt steel and shape it into the desired weapon. This does not require development, and once you master the powerful current, you can master this ability. In fact, with the example of Aini Road, Lin Sheng's direction in developing Xianglei fruit is already very clear. But after 9 years of compulsory education and elite high school education, Lin Sheng came up with a completely different development direction. The sound of thunder fruit has two meanings, one is sound, and the other is thunder. Thunder can kill, and so can sound. Sound also has infinite magical effects. If developed properly, it may be able to control the surrounding sounds like a silent fruit, and can also intimidate enemies with strong voices. And for the development of thunder, you can refer to Osaka May and Billy electric discharge girls. Electricity generates magnetism, controls steel, and invades networks, all of which are the applications of thunder's abilities. It can be said that there are many directions for the development of Xianglei fruit, but the specific operation will be difficult because there will be many deviations in the application of physical rules to superpowers. After all, superpowers are not physical by nature. However, although it was difficult, Lin Sheng still decided to develop in this direction for only one reason, which was to maximize his combat effectiveness. One day, he can also become a magnetic field bumpkin, the electromagnetic king. Firstly, there is discharge. I am already able to perform preliminary discharge, but the power is not very strong. Looking at the flickering light in his palm, Lin Sheng felt lost in thought. The biggest basic function of Xianglei fruit is discharge, which does not require deliberate development. Over time, users can also use it freely. Cultivation is only about accelerating this process. Guide the power of thunder fruit to enhance its ability to discharge electricity. Guide. Being fully focused on guidance, one must be careful and careful again. This is at home, and if there is any mistake, it may blow up his home. An hour later, Lin Sheng, whose mental power was concentrated, finally opened his eyes. The originally subtle electric light in the palm has turned into a lightning ball, and lightning can now be materialized. If you give it your all, it should be at a level of 10,000 volts. If you hit it on a person, it can be roasted and cooked. The body resistance of a person is approximately between 1,000 and 2,000 kiloohms, but when the contact voltage increases, its body resistance will rapidly decrease. For example, when the voltage is set to 220 V, the body resistance is set to 1,000 kiloohms. At this time, the current passing through is only 2.2 microamperes, but it is enough to be fatal. At a high voltage of 10,000 volts, the body's contact current will reach 10 milliamperes, which is thousands of times that of 220 V, and it will instantly roast a person. At present, we can only develop to this level. Lin Sheng took a light breath and moved the items in the room to a place that would not be covered by gravity, then picked up the remote control and activated double gravity. In an instant, Lin Sheng's back was bent, blood surged up, and his face turned red. Undoubtedly double gravity. The difference between double gravity and 0.5 times gravity is not twice. When applied to a person or object, the value may increase by 10 times. The terrifying gravity on Lin Sheng's body made him feel blurry for a moment, but he still resisted with strong willpower. Tongtian Lu. Follow the cat and draw the tiger, and according to the record of the fixed body talisman, in the complete collection of Maoshan talismans, in your mind, use the Tongtian talisman to draw the void talisman. Under the influence of gravity, the qi inside Lin Sheng's body was already extremely fluid, and coupled with unfamiliarity with the fixed body talisman, the speed of Lin Sheng's talisman was like a turtle crawling. But if Lin Sheng could draw symbols in the gravity chamber at the same speed as an ordinary person, there would definitely be extremely terrifying symbol speeds outside. Ding-ling-ling. The 10 o'clock alarm clock rang on time, and Lin Sheng stopped drawing notes, wiped the sweat off his forehead, and picked up the remote control to turn off the gravity chamber. I feel like my whole body has become much lighter. Lin Sheng jumped twice casually, not only as light as a swallow, but also exceptionally lightweight. System turned on. Continuous high-intensity exercise for 2 hours. It's time to take a break and draw a prize first. 100 consecutive draws. There are not many good things in the system mall, and apart from certain specific items, Lin Sheng has not even considered purchasing from the system mall. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the first level item. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the second level item, Soul Slaying Blade Shallow Strike. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the first level item. Calm down, you must be calmed down. In 100 lucky draws, you only won one soul-slaying blade. And it's still a basic equipment for the Reaper, shallow combat. The probability of winning this prize is too low, continuing the lottery, I don't believe it anymore. After a moment, Lin Sheng laughed eerily. If outsiders saw it, they would definitely be startled. P.S. Dear readers, regarding the restrictions on Thunder Fruit, I assure you that there will be no restrictions on any items or abilities in the future. Please rest assured to watch with confidence. Additionally, Seeking Flowers, monthly tickets, and evaluations Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. Away from the worldly ideal hometown, Avalon. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Not bad, 5 rounds and 100 consecutive draws, winning 7 second-level items, 1 third-level item, and 1 fourth-level item. Not bad, Lin Sheng thought. Then take out the third-level item. Magic Knife Thousand Blades. The Magic Knife Thousand Blades is a powerful weapon in the Assassin Wu Luqi series. It is the sword of Qi, the chief shadow assassin of the Xuanwu Kingdom, and one of the national treasures of the Divine Forge Kingdom. It is guarded by evil spirits for thousands of years. The blade is composed of thousands of fragments, with a black handle and a half-cut blade. The blade has blue stripes, revealing patterns of evil spirits that can emit blue or purple light. Only when stripes emit light can they unleash their powerful power. The world's evaluation of the magic blade Thousand Blades is, only attacking but not defending, unparalleled in the world. It can definitely be considered an extremely powerful weapon. And that level 4 item is a bit mystical. Away from the mortal world, also known as Avalon. The Scabbard of Dull Hair. A multifunctional treasure that combines healing, defense, and other abilities as a conceptual weapon. It is a true spirit treasure, and it can also ensure that the owner's appearance does not age. If those women knew about it, it would definitely be a crazy competition. After receiving the scabbard, Lin Sheng felt a bit confused. Isn't this scabbard with the Weigong Shirlang? Does it mean that this world has not merged with the Fate world? Or is it a fusion? The system was directly snatched from Shurichiro Omiya. But after fully accepting the message of an ideal hometown far away from the world, Lin Sheng understood. Any item or ability in the system is not a prototype, but its power and appearance are exactly the same as the prototype, which means that all items in the system are replicas. Lin Sheng breathed a sigh of relief. It wasn't just the scabbard inside the body of the Weigong Shirlang that was good, otherwise he would have been a bit embarrassed and inexplicably snatched away his life-saving treasure. Fusion. As soon as the words fell, Avalon transformed into a golden light and shot into Lin Sheng's body. After feeling Avalon's powerful power, Lin Sheng was somewhat surprised. It seems like a bit of magic modification, and even Daimao can play a therapeutic and restorative role without him. After liberation, the defense function went up several steps from single defense to collective defense, and Avalon's barrier could cut off all conceptual interference, such as attacks, parallel worlds, or communication. That is to say, as long as the user stands in the center of Avalon, no attack can touch the user. This is almost an unsolvable ability, comparable to the unlimited limit of the 5 principles of enlightenment. The scabbard alone has such powerful power, and the strength of the sword in Daimao's hand can be imagined. If the two are combined into a complete whole, there is no doubt that it is a true level 5 treasure, perhaps even the upper level treasure in level 5. Looking at the time, it was already 11:30, and Lin Sheng slowly stood up, opened the window, and jumped down. He wants to kill all the evil spirits on that street. The system manual has long stated that killing creatures above the level can earn points rewards, increasing the constant upper limit of points in one go. Yesterday, Lin Sheng wanted to kill those monsters. But considering my own lack of strength and the possibility of exposure, I will put it on hold for now. Today, my strength has become stronger, and it's too late. These concerns have disappeared, so I naturally won't let those monsters go. I hope you can bring me surprises. Although he already knew about the many evil spirits on this street yesterday, when Lin Sheng opened his Sharingan, he was still taken aback. Almost the entire street was occupied by evil spirits. What's going on here? Why are there so many evil spirits here, and there's no one to deal with them? Lin Sheng furrowed his brow slightly, puzzled. He once knew with his classmate Yuan Huzhang that there were people with extraordinary abilities like spell masters in this world. But this street is crowded with evil spirits, why isn't there a sorcerer coming to deal with it? Is it true that spell masters only specialize in spells? I am powerless against these evil spirits. I don't think so. Curse power is the manifestation of negative emotions in humans. Curses that can attack negative emotions in surrounding humans have no reason to be unable to attack evil spirits that transform after human death. Well, it's not about thinking about this anymore. If they don't launch a campaign, it's just right. It can help me increase the constant upper limit. Lin Sheng smiled and took out his soul-slaying blade to lightly strike. Shallow combat is a basic Reaper equipment with infinite potential for evolution, but what kind of evolution can occur depends entirely on the user's abilities and beliefs. Although the level is a bit low, it is definitely the most suitable weapon for Lin Sheng. Because this soul-slaying blade can evolve according to Lin Sheng's will and develop into the weapon most suitable for Lin Sheng's strength. If you draw other soul-slaying blades, it can indeed greatly increase Lin Sheng's strength at the beginning, but the upper limit of soul-slaying blades is already constant and cannot be further improved. Moreover, the soul-slaying blade may not be suitable for him. Looking at the soul-slaying blade in his hand, Lin Sheng took a light breath and transferred his soul power into it. Make a loud noise. The soul-slaying blade was shining brightly, with a dazzling golden light almost illuminating half of the street. 10,000 volts. Without hesitation, the power of thunder attached itself to the soul-slaying blade, beginning the slaughter of evil spirits. Congratulations to the host for slaying the first-level evil spirit and gaining 1,000 points. Congratulations to the host for slaying the first-level evil spirit and gaining 1,000 points. The streets were filled with mournful screams, but in just a moment, 1/10 of the evil spirits on the entire street had disappeared. The remaining evil spirits finally reacted, roaring and shouting, charging towards Lin Sheng. But as they approached Lin Sheng, they felt the powerful thunderous power on the soul-slaying blade and immediately retreated. Although they no longer have intelligence, their biological instincts tell them to stay away from the man in front of them, and getting close to him will lead to death. Like rushing towards Lin Sheng, they quickly moved away from him. Roar! Suddenly, a terrifying roar came, and a tall evil spirit rushed towards Lin Sheng. This guy is so tall, probably 5 meters tall. Lin Sheng was somewhat surprised, as this evil spirit was almost equivalent to 2 floors tall. Stupid to the extreme, it seems that he wasn't a smart person before he passed away. Lin Sheng sneered and jumped up, his soul-slaying blade shining with lightning. Holding a knife in both hands, it instantly sliced across the neck of the evil spirit. Shoo! Blood surged to the sky, crashing onto the ground with a thud. The blood that fell on the ground even eroded the asphalt road into small potholes. Corrosive blood, Lin Sheng narrowed his eyes and looked at the scattered evil spirits. If you want to run, there's no door. Lay net with palms facing upwards, the dense thunder turned into thin lines covering half of the street. The lightning net emitting a golden light emitted a powerful magnetic field, causing the surrounding lights to flicker and the ground to become scorched black under the prolonged burning of the lightning. Is this the limit? Lin Sheng was a bit dissatisfied, still too small, but now is not the time to hesitate. Lei Wang did not cover all the remaining evil spirits. If he didn't kill them again, everything else would run away. Hunting begins. P.S. Seeking flowers, seeking monthly tickets, seeking evaluations. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.